Thailand volunteers visit the temporary shelters of the flood-affected residents and give out emergency cash. Shengyang volunteer and TIMA members safeguard the health of locals both physically and mentally. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. In Thailand's Ratchaburi region, flood-affected residents who have been evacuated are still living in emergency shelters with no help in sight. Tzu Chi volunteers recently paid a visit to survey the needs and presented emergency cash to families in despair.
The farm field has turned into a muddy mess, while roads and homes are still partly flooded. This is Thailand's Ratchaburi, where the steady rainfall towards the end of September has flooded the low-lying region of Chambyong.
The heavily affected region is the 9th village and 4th village. Those two have a river running through it. 9th village is very severe as the river water rushed into the village. After our investigation, we concluded about 85 households have been affected.
When Tzu Chi volunteers headed to the disaster zone, they saw the residents cleaning up after the flood. Some are trying to rescue their farm, while others are cleaning up their home. Yet there are those who are still living at the emergency shelter. After the volunteers' initial survey of flood survivors' needs, they revisited 3 days later to give 5 families, which were hit the worst, some financial aid, in hopes of reducing their burden to help them return their lives to normal as quickly as possible.
In Malaysia, a Burmese Rohingya refugee went to Malaysia with his wife and 6 children. He injured himself in an accident and hasn't been able to work for nearly a year. Therefore, his family faces financial difficulties. Fortunately, Tzu Chi volunteers show support to this family.
Nurul Hak's family of 8 depends on his meager income from a construction job. However, he was seriously injured in an accident when he fell from a high place. Now that he cannot work, his family faces financial difficulties.
I have not been working for nearly a year. I had an accident, and then I could not work due to my injuries.
The Nurul has sought help from his friend. However, his friend could not afford all the expenses of Nurul's entire family.
After I was injured, my friend visited me, giving me 50 or 100 ringgit to buy food. However, I lost my job and income and could not afford to pay for the rent.
Nurul, who faced financial difficulties, thought about committing suicide. Fortunately, he had a change of mind after meeting Tzu Chi volunteers.
Tzu Chi volunteers came to visit me, providing care. Back then, I had a change of thought and wanted to live on.
I checked his conditions. The checkup was difficult for him because he felt immense pain when I touched him. Therefore, I wanted to give him the best medications to heal his wound.
After Tzu Chi volunteers learned of Nurul's situation, they started to help lessen his burdens, providing all kinds of assistance. Besides providing living subsidies, the volunteers also take care of the children's health.
I told my children how we can use our own hands to help other less fortunate people. Although we don't have an income now, we can collect recyclables and give them to Tzu Chi to help people.
Nurul's family is already reciprocating Tzu Chi's help. With gratitude, they will spread great love to other people in need.
Indonesia, Tzu Chi volunteers have been caring for 2 epilepsy patients and their families. Due to their illnesses, they were undergoing discriminations. Seeing their conditions, the volunteers provided loving care, hoping to help them stay strong.
The boy named Hasriel, who has epilepsy, is surrounded by love. Tzu Chi volunteers try to interact with him, but the expression of his eyes is elusive.
Banyak yang liatin, kalau naik busway juga.
When we take the bus, many people like to stare at us. Sometimes he screams or hits people. When I apologize to people, they cannot understand it.
The 13-year-old Hasriel started having seizures when he was 1 year old. His mother takes care of his meals, while his father is a bus driver who makes less than $4 a day.
The volunteers told me to bear with it and not feel hopeless. I should believe this is a test from Allah. Therefore, I need to face people's discrimination with patience and ignore them.
Bathing the boy and cooking meals for him, the volunteers help the family both materially and spiritually. Meanwhile, the 29-year-old girl Nova also suffers from epilepsy. To care for her, her father quit his security guard job and opened a grocery store.
Whenever the volunteers visit her, she's very happy.
Begini memang jadi suaranya dia ini memang berkeluar suara seperti ini.
When we've seen other people's suffering, we have learned to be grateful. Life is full of difficulties and challenges. We need to take care of our health.
The volunteers accompany the sick and poor with love, helping them face the challenges ahead.
Anton, who is an Indonesia Tzu Chi recipient, had a serious car accident 16 years ago. His left leg was amputated 3 years ago, and Tzu Chi assisted with a prosthetic limb so he can work to earn a living for his family.
The joy of family was once a distant hope for this family.
I once asked my wife to go back home because I don't want her to live a hard life with me. I'm also worried about not being able to work for the family.
In 2003, Anton was hurt in a serious car accident. Since he was so poor to have surgery, he went to a traditional osteopathic clinic for medical treatment. As a result, his condition deteriorated. Tzu Chi helped arrange an operation for him. Yet after many years, he needed to amputate one limb.
After the operation, the wound gradually festered. When I revisited, the doctor told me that I had to amputate immediately because the bacteria had spread into my body.
Tzu Chi provided Anton with medical subsidy to replace his left leg with a prosthetic limb, allowing him to return to normal life gradually.
With Tzu Chi medical subsidy, I started working. Now I have money to repair our house and can apply for a loan to pay for my motorcycle. I can even give some money to my parents for their living expenses, although the amount is quite little.
The couple has become a member of Tzu Chi and often does recycling with other volunteers.
The pay is all voluntary. In fact, I have the idea of helping people a long time ago. I thought of one day we could save some money to help those people who are living a harder life than us.
In the past, he couldn't even take care of himself. Until recently, I really feel that he is living a very happy life.
The family of 4 is living happily, cherishing everything they now have.
Lin Wei-ru is a high school teacher who once received scholarship from Tzu Chi in his high school education. After graduating from National Taiwan Normal University, he begins his teaching career in Tzu Chi Senior High School, giving back to the society with his profession.
Lin Wei-ru is now the new mathematics teacher of Tzu Chi Senior High School, affiliated with Tzu Chi University. In the past few years, he experienced some life struggles when his mother once suffered from depression and panic disorder.
I remember I was around 13 when my mom first got into depression and panic disorder, and I used to frequently visit hospitals.
My highest record is when I got into ambulance 3 times a day. I was once hospitalized and was afraid of leaving my home after I was discharged from the hospital. Although Lin Wei-ru had a hard time in his childhood, it is the support of school teachers who accompanied him to overcome difficulties along his growth that he wished to become a teacher.
When I was told that my mother had been sent to the hospital, my teacher took me to the hospital right away and accompanied us overnight. Her love and care inspires me to become a teacher like her.
It is until he applied for the scholarship that he met Tzu Chi. Through frequent home visits showing love and care, his mother overcame depression and is now being a volunteer in her neighborhood. I was cured by the love of Tzu Chi volunteers because they accompanied me when I suffered. Now I'm healthy and have no fear in my heart. The scholarship helped Ling Weiru completed his senior high school education. Now he has successfully graduated from National Taiwan Normal University and began his teaching career.
Thank you, Tzu Chi, for coming into our life. I don't know how I would manage without you guys. If I got a chance to become a teacher, I'll come back to the Tzu Chi school showing my appreciation as a teacher.
Unexpectedly, Ling Weiru now has become the new teacher in Tzu Chi Senior High School, giving back by being a teacher who gives love and care to his students.
Shengyang Tzu Chi Volunteers Fund began a medical clinic for their care recipients at the end of September. Though the medical outreach was well needed, the love and care from the volunteers and the medical staff was the best medication.
I haven't had a physical in 5 or 6 years. One reason is because I don't have the money to afford it, and the second reason is because of my kids. I don't have time to do so. Through Tzu Chi's help, I can receive this physical. It is very meaningful to me.
This is a bunch of people with lots of love to give, and we are doing something meaningful.
There are lots of hugs as well as tears and laughter here because Shengyang Tzu Chi volunteers have asked the local hospital and private medical associations to come together to take care of their own.
The health checkup is very impressive to me. I am extremely moved, and I'm still feeling quite emotional from it.
From basic health checkup to Western and Chinese medicine and even health education, the disadvantaged are taken care of.
Tzu Chi volunteers are closer to me than my own family. The volunteers ask after me and take care of my diet, clothing, and much of those things that go unnoticed. They take such good care of me.
Through Tzu Chi's support, I'm feeling so warm inside. Honestly, the checkups are planned for today. It included blood work, urine work, and sonogram checks. After the exams, there was even an abundant breakfast for us. It was wonderful.
This event also influenced many of the medical volunteers.
Charity is not only a humanitarian act, but it is also strength and ideal. I also feel like it's a type of medicinal treatment. Through treating these patients like family and caring for them is really giving them more confidence.
Everyone who comes to the clinic received a common prescription. The name of the medicine is "We Are Here for You."
Also in Shenyang, volunteers are promoting recycling in local communities, inviting residents to store recyclables once a week. They'll help to do their parts to protect the environment.
Volunteers at the Huaqingyuan recycling station in Shenyang do recycling once a week. Many residents who live nearby bring their own recyclables, which are already sorted.
I'm very amazed that each family can sort recyclables at home and then bring them here. This is easier for everyone to organize and sort.
More than a dozen volunteers sort recyclables mindfully in this small room. Ma Xiaoqiu, who has muscle weakness, also joins the recycling efforts.
Despite the heat, I feel very happy to do recycling. Since there's no littering, Shengyang will become more beautiful.
Chen Yuelan, who is ill, has received several surgeries for breast cancer. She also does her parts to save the earth.
Coming here to do recycling, I feel very happy. I want to keep doing it, and I'll do my best.
volunteers reuse shoes, they are not broken amongst these recycled items.
We keep it for the care recipients or to the volunteers who need it. This is how we reuse resources, and it is like what Dharma Master Shengyang has said, we extend the life of it.
The action of these volunteers has aroused the environmental awareness of the residents in the community. Many families have now been inspired to practice recycling at home.
Mr. Jen was diagnosed with colorectal cancer 6 years ago and can't go out alone by himself and was depressed about it. This April, Tzu Chi volunteers visited him and learned that his birthday wish was to visit his ancestors' cemetery. In September, on his birthday, volunteers fulfilled his wish. Tzu Chi volunteers drove Mr. Jen to the place he wanted to go to most. Mr. Jen misses his parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents deeply, and visiting their cemeteries has made him relieved. He was diagnosed with colorectal cancer 6 years ago and has difficulty going out alone. Hence, volunteers helped him fulfill his dream.
I'm thankful to brothers and sisters to take me to the cemetery. Otherwise, I don't know when I'll be able to go honor them. I'm also very glad to come back to the abode to see these Dharma masters.
He also wished to go to Jing's abode because it is the home of the Tzu Chi family. The conversation with the Dharma master has made him feel at ease.
They normally live alone and not so many people can understand his pain and what he truly wants. Therefore, through bringing him out, it can benefit both his body and mind.
Students from the social work department of Tzu Chi University have shown up and he chatted with them as if they were his granddaughters. Mr. Jin was touched to have so many people celebrating his 70th birthday together. He had shared his birthday wishes with everyone joyfully and hoped that everyone can be safe and healthy. Malaysia's Tzu Chi volunteer Gong Chi joined Tzu Chi over 2 decades ago. His diagnosis with cancer in 2017 didn't stop him from serving. He still helps at the recycling station when his body allows, and the Dharma family's love and care are his best support.
We are painting this wall. This is the last one, and we will help him finish it.
He has joined Tzu Chi for over 2 decades and has been helping clean and paint houses for care recipients. He also goes to the recycling station daily.
He is in charge here and he has been here every day since the beginning. I admire his spirit. Wherever there's a need, he will definitely clean it to a degree that everyone feels comfortable and pleasant.
In 2017, he was diagnosed with cancer and his body felt discomfort due to the treatments. However, he still put the recycling station into his heart.
I don't know if it's a responsibility or a mission, but I can't sleep if I didn't help collect recyclables. I kept thinking how to organize the station.
He's hanging in there. Sometimes even when his body is bloated, he still comes to serve. His devotion to Tzu Chi is very touching to me. I'm here to give you good wishes and wish you to eat and sleep well. I feel that the human body needs proper rest to recover.
The care from Dharma masters in the abode in Taiwan and the Dharma family has been a great medication during his treatment.
I wouldn't know how to get through it without Tzu Chi. I'm very grateful for Tzu Chi brothers and sisters' encouragement and support.
The Dharma family supported him with a sincere heart and wishes him a rapid recovery. Tzu Chi volunteers in Sabah, Malaysia organized a charity run last year to raise funds for the extension of the dialysis center. The groundbreaking ceremony was recently launched, symbolizing a new milestone for local medical care.
More than 200 people attend the groundbreaking ceremony of the extension of a dialysis center in Shengyang, marking this new milestone for local medical care.
Last year, Tzu Chi Keningel Liaison Office hosted a charity run for dialysis patients. We must thank every donor for your enthusiastic support. All the money raised will be used for the extension of dialysis center.
As the groundbreaking ceremony proceeds, it is good news for dialysis patients.
Although Master Shengyang didn't come here to visit in person, she knew the needs of dialysis patients and is willing to assist in the extension of Keningao Hospital. The groundbreaking ceremony today is very touching.
Saya rasa saya sangat bergembira kerana usaha yang kita buat bersama-sama Tzu Chi.
I'm very happy that we work with Tzu Chi and the health department together to achieve the results today. Everything that Tzu Chi did for the hospital is not for itself, but for dialysis patients.
In the end, kita mahu buat sesuatu di hospital ini adalah untuk pesakit, bukan untuk diri sendiri.
Kalau dengan adanya bangunan ini,
If the dialysis center is expanded, every dialysis patient can get complete treatment 3 times a week.
It is hoped that the extension of a dialysis center will be completed soon in order to provide a comfortable space for dialysis patients.
In Taiwan, a freshman in education and counseling major of National Pingtung University, Wu Chenrong, suffers from cerebral palsy. His mother became a PVS patient when he was only 9 years old, and his family had to rely on social welfare subsidies. Despite that, Wu faces all the challenges with optimism and has won this year's President Education Award.
Having composed the lyrics and music, Wu Chenrong, who is a freshman in education counseling major at National Pingtung University, loves music since he was little. Singing has helped him bear with people's discrimination of him who has cerebral palsy.
Due to my mobility issues, I cannot go out with my classmates and families. Inevitably, people still gossip about me. More or less, it made me feel inferior.
He really loves singing. Having a dream made him really brave. After learning about his story, I have realized he is strong in his heart.
Wu Chenrong has mobility issues, and his mother became a PVS patient when he was 9 years old. His family once had to rely on government subsidies, but he faced all these challenges with optimism.
Besides my teachers, many friends and classmates also gave me a lot of support. They encouraged me. That is what helped me face all the challenges till this day.
He wants to combine music and the ability to provide counseling. He wants to spread happiness and positive energy to other people.
Wu Chenrong has come to southern Taiwan to attend college by himself. Majoring in education counseling, he hopes to compose songs for the students in the resources classes, so their stories can encourage more people.
Yunlin Tzu Chi volunteers help a solitary senior who has cancer to clean his house. Let's take a look and see you next time.